said, Yahweh Shai, I like, that's it.
That's it.
We good. we got a foundation right there.
That's right.
Hallelujah! 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 Yahweh Shai.
Teach your brothers, teach your sisters to get ready for God's coming,
right.
Get their hearts right, get their minds right, get back into these 10 commandments.
Exactly.
So that when God comes with these spaceships, and I'm the young people, I know y'all that ain't scary to you, but some of us older people, that may like, scary spaceships. Well, fiery chariots. Y'all can understand that one. Swing low. Sweet fiery chariots coming to carry me home.
That's what our ancestors were saying. They say.
So they know. So it's coming. So be prepared for it. And that's all I got to say.
Well, you said everything that you needed to say to, because that one thing you said about churches, see, I'm one that was in and out of church. I never could get a base in it, no real foundation in it for some reason. Then I messed around and read the Jimmy Lynch letters. When I read the Jimmy Lynch letters, it dawned on me, how can y'all say y'all love us and treat us like this if y'all Bible say, do unto others as you want them to do to you?
Right.
Love your enemies. I mean, we weren't even y'all enemies, but y'all claiming Christianity. But how could y'all do people like this when y'all reading in a book that you're not supposed to? And they didn't have no bad feelings about doing it either. Because you don't feed a little baby to a crocodile and don't care. Now, how is Christianity for us as melanated people? How is it for us as melanated people? When y'all treat us just like we had broken your house and stole stuff. They treat us like criminals. Like we had really offended them. But then you want to say, do unto others. I couldn't understand that no more. I could not understand no more. And right then and there, I was never a Christian anymore. I gave up Christianity all the time. I was just a lover of God.
Amen.
I gave up that Christianity stuff right then and there because it don't make sense. How can y'all read the same book we read and carry these things out like you do? So I'm with you, prophetess. I didn't see no sense in it. And to bow down to your oppressor, something wrong with you. How can you pray to an oppressor?
Right. It makes no sense.
Something is wrong. I mean, that's how I saw it. I could never call Jesus white. Never. Because that would make me love my oppressor more than I do my brother. Because you would say, I got to go to church and leave your brother stranded. So see, I never could do that. So I understand where you're coming from on that too.
Yeah, people have to wake up.
You definitely have to wake up. And the lesson today, it tells us that it's more to the scriptures if you read them and put them together. Now, they preach, flee Babylon, but they didn't ever go back and understand what is they talking about. I mean, is America really Babylon? Is it?
The whole world is Babylon because it's run by the devil.
That's right.
And you ain't gonna never get away from that
You're not
until the
gonna get
Lord
away.
come back. I don't
Not
care
gonna
where
get
you
away
go,
from it. Yes.
where you move to, you just doing what the word says.
That's
move
exactly
in.
right. That's exactly
But you ain't getting away from nothing.
No. You're going to stand
God
before
even told you in the Bible, he said you're going to stay here in your oppressor's land. And the only thing you can do is work, have your family, get you a house. This is what we have to deal with because our forefathers sinned, and we got to deal with that. But God has promised us something better.
Yes.
that he's going to come and get us, and he's going to put us back in our land, and then we going to be the kings over this earth with Christ.
That's right. Hallelujah.
So we have to have hope in that.
Yeah.
Hope, faith, all means trust.
He said,
Trust
hope not,
in the
no.
Lord.
Hope not, hope. Hope not, no.
Yeah, right.
But anyway,
Trust in the Lord. That's all it is.
It was
Trust
all
in the
it was
Lord.
all good. Very enlightening. I know. Me and my fellow Moray here. He went into some subjects and things that I'm not really familiar with. That's why I said I enjoy it. See, a lot of that stuff you're talking about, I'm not really familiar with. I never put together the spirit and the horses and the eyes and all this stuff. So that's why I'm kind of shell shocked here a little bit. It kind of kept me, from just coming out and getting in and pushing stuff out of the way. Because sometimes you have to do that. You have to just come back and listen for a while. But like I said, a lot of stuff you read now, it's all script. I know that. But I just haven't got into it like that. I've never really sat down and broke that down like that. That's why the Most High sent you. Because see, it's a lot of things that we don't know.
All praises.
I probably got some things you don't know.
Exactly, yeah.
But I'm
We
just
gonna learn
saying,
from each other, yeah.
what you did right there put me in another category of mine because I never
Makes you see
never
things.
experienced it.
Yeah, makes you see that scripture a little bit.
Yes.
Like, wow,
Yes.
all the symbols there, but you
Yes.
can trace them back down.
Yes.
And find out what you're
Exactly.
really telling me.
Exactly.
It can be eye openers.
I think it is. And like I
Eye
said,
openers.
when you put it on the tube, I will get it.
Yeah.
And I make a copy. We actually saw your video here and his
Okay.
feast day. I showed them both here. Once the messages went through, there's no sense in putting another one over it.
Right. Oh, I see.
See, that's why.
That the first one resonate with it.
Yes. Don't need to have it clash.
Right.
Because I may go a whole different direction, but this might be the direction the Most High wants to go. So that's why I wasn't going to do it. I was going to let you add a whole different.
I could emphasize and bring up some more points. There's a reason they made the movie. They keep making movies like this about, and she was talking about the spaceships, the Martians, they're gonna come and eat us, right?
Yeah.
We didn't see that in the black and white movies from day one. They make a sci-fi movie.
Yep.
And the aliens come with the spaceships. They're coming to take our resources, to enslave us, to destroy us, whatever. Then they make this movie recently called Nope, N-O-P-E. And that movie, surprisingly, is made by a brother. He directed it. And to me, he says that Hollywood convinced him to follow suit with this same concept about spaceships and aliens being an evil thing. I'm gonna tell you, evil to our oppressors, yes, they're coming to destroy the wicked, but for the righteous, they're coming to save us.
You gotta understand too, if we deal with Gentiles, sometimes I know what Paul is trying to tell them. I think it's the 7th chapter, 25th verse, when he said, that I would do, I don't do, that what I don't want to do, that's what I do. Then he says the explanation for that is no longer him that is doing it, but it's sin in him. Now, how would a person of a Gentile explain that? See, that's the only reason I understand that he can help us talk to them. If you get one that's really honest and want to know the truth, you can go there, but they try to preach that stuff to us too. See, that's the problem. That's probably what you're talking about. When they try to preach that the law is done away with and stuff. See, Gentiles never had a law.
Right, exactly.
So that's what I'm saying. So how can it be done away to them? See, they never had it. So see, that is confusing to folks that don't understand that the law was given to the Most High's people.
Right.
And so when you go bring somebody in, as a matter of fact, when you read it, he says there's just one law for everybody. But when you come into here, into a relationship with him, you have to do according to that law. You can't bring your own laws in. Like, there's a law where we could see some animal dead on the street.
Oh, yeah.
We could not eat that, but the Gentiles could. See, so that's what it says. There's a big difference in there when you go through the thing and figure it out. So I never could figure out how y'all figure the law is not for y'all when it was never given to. So the churches preach that the law is done away with. It is done away with because you never had it. You never had the law.
Because in the Sunday church,
Yeah.
they only preach Paul's letters. Very seldom do they go into the old scripture, because they tell
No,
you.
they don't go to him at all.
They told you that is for the Israelites, and that's old, and that's done away with.
Oh,
We're
they
the
say
new
it's done.
scripture. We're the
Yes.
New Testament now.
Yes.
It was a waste of time.
But like I said, it's just basically information for those that don't know. You see, if you know, then okay, it's good for you to know. But you ain't trying to base nothing you believe on it, right? Is that what
Right,
you're saying?
exactly,
But
right.
those
This is
that-
more than gospel. That's what exactly.
Right, I'm saying, no, it's not the gospel, it's just letters written.
Right.
But it was written to people to try to bring them into it. So, you don't have to worry about the law because the law has been done away with. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I always look at Paul now. Well, I look at Paul as like, if he says something, or as he write a letter, I want to see a reference to what he's saying from the law and the prophets. And like you said, you can always use Paul to help the Gentiles understand things. Because if he sent to the Gentiles, now I would question about, is that word Gentile referring to non-Israelites, or is it referring to the northern tribes? Are they now considered Gentiles because they have,
They've been cut off.
cut off, right? So he might be talking to them, but if he's talking to the Gentiles, I question that. Should he be doing it? And I can bring up something interesting about Paul. It says there, I think I read to you in Timothy, I think, how he said he had a thorn in the side.
Yeah.
We always look at thorn in the side.
Yeah.
About that thorn. What's that thorn in the side? Is it some sickness? Is it whatever it is? We know this has a messenger of Satan was sent to him. And when you look at Joshua, maybe we should go there. Let's see if I can find it. I'll just break it down. Though. Joshua talks about how when Israel conquered their enemies,
That's right.
and the Most High told Israel, don't you go back and intermingle with these other nations. Don't you marry within them. Don't you go into them. And he says, else they will become a thorn in your flesh. Isn't that what Paul did? He went and brought them in, tried to intermingle with them, and then he said, now I got a thorn in my side. I think he messed up.
But he also used that thorn as something to keep him from rising above himself out of the revelations he saw. So, he's the one that saw the third heavens and went up there and couldn't speak of things that he's seen because they was too great. And then a lot of them explained that thorn was to make him realize that he was still, just a man. So, but what you're reading about, I read that too, and he said, when they go in there, you got to get rid of all the people. You can't keep none of the people in here. If you do, otherwise they will become a thorn. And a thorn stuck in your hand means pain, right? They become a pain to them because they did not get rid of them. What happened? Israel fell because they didn't destroy all the nations that was with them. And the nations that they let live amongst them brought them back down. So when you say that Paul had a thorn because of that, the Bible actually says it's a messenger of the devil to keep bothering him. And what he said was the people around him kept talking negative about him. They tried to kill him several times. So he said that messenger of Satan to get him took off the planet was part of that problem. So, like I said, without doing a real in-depth study of that, we can all say and throw around things. But Shaul actually did talk about why the northern kingdom fell. Shaul talked about that. He talked about how the northern kingdom fell. But if you haven't, let me see, I read it, but then I read about the northern kingdom, then I went back and saw the law concerning marriage. And when you understand our laws concerning marriage, when God divorced the northern tribes up there, they were cut off. And they could not get drafted back in unless a new husband came in. And Amashiach was that new husband. So see, Paul explains all of that. And like I said, if you go back and read, How many of us really know what we were doing up there in the northern kingdom when we failed? Y'all go back and read that, what he was doing over there in First Kings. What were we doing up in there that made the Most High throw us over to the Syrians?
You know,
I'm not going down to Jerusalem for nothing. So they started doing all their things there, and then invited priests from all the nations, whichever one they wanted. Mm-hmm. They was an abomination to the Most High about what they were doing. They defiled his order. They defiled his sanctuary. They did everything up in the northern kingdom that got them sent over to Assyria. And then he said, your sister Judah did even worse. So see, we not only committed idolatry, we committed adultery, and we committed murder without a cause. Our hands got bloody from killing each other. The whole thing was a mess, and it's all done because we did not follow his commandment.
Right, exactly.
In the northern kingdom, they got marched away first because they was the ones that set up a whole new system of praise and worship up there. So when you go over there and read that, and you understand what Shaul was talking about, how you have to, a wife can't get married to another man until that man is dead. So he's talking about the marriage of the Most High to those tribes. And those 12 tribes, those 10 tribes up there, he gave them a divorce. And once he gave them the divorce, cut them off. So see, Shaul talks about that.
Now, what's that name, Shaul?
Oh, that's Paul in Hebrew.
Paul.
Yeah, in Hebrew, Shaul. Yeah. So when you read it like that, and what you're saying, it do make sense because it don't add up to us, because he's saying that our laws are done away with. But then you got to ask yourself, why would he say our laws are done away with? Because they are. Now see, I just threw you. I knew I threw you. I saw
They
Paul.
wasn't obeying them, but they wasn't done away with. They just wasn't obeying them no more because they worshiping all kind of false gods.
I think we had to go back to
They are done away with, but you got to know which one.
which one, right?
Yes. See, Shaul was telling them about sacrificing.
All bound with sacrifice.
And what did he say in Psalms? He said, I come low in the volume of the book. It is to do your will, sacrificing often you will not, but prepare me a body. Okay, then you go to Hebrews and he said, you was not pleased with the sacrifice of goats and sheep, but he presented his own body as a sacrifice. And what do? That get rid of that law. That law is gone now because you don't have to bring a sheep and a goat. He is the sacrifice offering. And then you go into, what is it, 7th of Hebrew, where he tell you the whole priesthood has been changed now. Judah was never called to be a priest. But now we are a high priest and our king. That's our Mashiach, Yahushua. That's the one now has taken the place of this lamb blood offering. And Shaul was trying to tell them that the law is done away with. But folks don't understand because he go back into the 25th chapter. He said, is the law done away with? God forbid. How should I know sin except by the law? So see, you got to understand now, he said it was done away with, but then he said, God forbid if it's done away with. How do you know what law he's talking about? You go back.
Okay, so I see what you're saying. You're saying you keep Paul's book open for the Gentiles.
Yes.
That's coming. Well, I say for the
Just
Israelites. The Israelites that's coming out of the Gentile church.
Yes.
Because that's all they know is Paul. So
Yes.
you're going to have to relate to them some kind of way.
Exactly.
Now you got to go in here and you got to make them understand
And that's why you got to know
what
it.
Paul was talking about.
That's why you got to know it and go back and read the law on marriage, because that's what the whole book of Romans is about. The marriage between us and how the Most High broke them off. What did he say in the 11th chapter? If he broke them off because of disobedience, is it anything for him to draft them back in? Then he told the Gentiles, don't get too high-hearted, because if I broke off the natural branches, you can also be broke off. Them the folks that's coming in. Don't get over here and get to think you can clap hands and do what you want. You got to follow the same laws. So when he told them that, y'all just being drafted in.
Okay, well, what about when the Jews went over there and told those Gentiles. I guess they were talking to the Gentiles. They might have been talking to other Jews. And told them that they had to be circumcised. And Paul was like having a fit about that.
Well, again.
That's a tricky one about the circumcision.
No, it ain't tricky.
No, when you understand, how was Abraham circumcised? Was it in faith or without faith?
With faith, he did.
No, well, what it was, he got circumcised because of belief. That's why he was circumcised. No law was passed and no covenant was made before Abraham got circumcised. If I'm reading it right, I might not be. But circumcision now they say is of the heart.
But did it just start with Moses, or were they already circumcised with Abraham?
They were circumcised with Abraham. Abraham did it first.
His kid, he circumcised each one of his kids.
He circumcised
His sons.
Isaac, yeah, and he also circumcised himself and everybody in his household.
Okay, so that was a physical circumcision.
Yes, that was physical.
Okay.
And what they're doing is taking away from the physical. Now the circumcision now is of the heart. It's a spirit thing. Cut your fleshly heart away so that your spiritual heart can live. So that means that you don't walk in the flesh.
Yeah, you gotta also remember, I'm just a woman, right?
Yeah. You gotta remember too. Being a Pharisee made him understand the Old Testament better than he was a Pharisee, and they was people that understood the law. So when the Most High saved him, and he tried to see now where the law was going after the Mashiach was dead, because he didn't know he was killing him, or was after the people that were serving him until he got the revelation.
Right.
Once he got the revelation, he stopped all that nonsense. But he had knowledge of the scriptures of the Torah that Peter didn't have. John got knowledge because John was the closest to the Most High. That's why he got a lot of this stuff. When you read John, it's different than Peter, it's different than Matthew, it's different than Mark, and Luke is pretty good too, but the St. John, Yochanan, is the deepest book of the gospel. And I think it's because his relationship with the Mashiach before he died. But Paul, you got to understand, was a learned man. He could speak several different languages. Peter and him couldn't speak nothing but Hebrew or whatever it was. Right. So he could converse. That's why he took him probably to other people, because he could converse with them. Them other ones could not converse with him. So it would be like me being in a room with somebody talking Japanese. We look at each other and wave a lot, but ain't nothing going to be going on. So what I'm saying, so when you look at Paul, you got to understand too, that Paul was a persecutor of those that he thought was breaking and going against our Torah. That's what he was doing. When they turned to the Mashiach, he thought they was abandoning him and starting a new religion. So he was got a letter to kill him until one day he was on his way to hunt him down. What did it say? The Bible said a bright light came, knocked him off his beast.
Yeah.
And he heard a voice that said, why are you persecuting me? And then he said, who are you? I'm him who you persecute. And then he blinded him for 3 days.
And he also said that he spoke to him in the Hebrew tongue.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
Yeah, if he spoke to him in the Hebrew tongue, he said, I am what? He didn't say Jesus.
No, he
He
didn't.
couldn't have said Jesus.
He said Mashiach.
Right.
Yes.
He had to use his Hebrew, right?
Yes. He said it was in Hebrew. So that tells me that Paul had to be a Hebrew.
Oh yeah, he
Okay.
was a Hebrew.
But what I'm saying is, the point was, he already had established, I think, 12 apostles for our nations, 12 for 12. But what about the ones, when he said, I'm going to reconcile the world back to myself, who was going to do that if it wasn't nobody there to speak their language and teach them the scriptures?
Oh, I got you.
So see, the world had to be reconciled back to him. And it only happened after he died. I'm talking about Mashiach. When Mashiach died, then he said, I will reconcile the world. Now we can go to the scriptures and look at all of this. But without somebody to speak to them that don't have no understanding or know the law or anything, that's the problem. Now, was Shaul really trying to destroy what he was working to build? He was trying to build the folks into the kingdom. Now, some of the things he said, like even Peter said, some of the things our brother Paul wrote is hard to understand. That's because they didn't have his amount of revelation. See, revelation plays a big deal in everything. Even like my aunt today, coming in with some revelation of stuff that I am not familiar with. Now, can I say that, where you get it from? No, I know where he got it from. But it was well pleasing to my ears because it's something that I had never heard. I have been enlightened. So Shaul's biggest deal was, I think he get a bad rap, but he tells a lot about how the kingdom fell and how we was divorced from our Most High. I don't think none of the other ones did. I've never had a problem with Paul.
Because you study the law, see?
Yeah.
When you know that law, then you can see what Paul said. Yeah, let's clarify, because see what it is. When you know the law, you know Paul is going to say things for people who understand the law.
That's how you do it.
But what he did do was start doing things on Sunday, and then the people who don't understand the law, referring to the Gentiles who are not like they're not into this stuff. They say, hey, if you do it on Sunday, let's all do it on Sunday. He started doing that first day of the week, services and stuff. So they adopted that, and then they started making excuses. Well, Messiah died on Sunday. Some people could debate that, but they, he rose. He rose on Sunday. So therefore, now we're going to do it on the Lord's Day, Sunday.
That's right.
They take it too far because they don't understand that this man Paul cannot be talking about the law and then define the law.
That's what I just said. It can't be the law against the law.
Right, yeah. Now, granted, on your side, and I got neutral here. There's parts where it sounds like, why is he saying it like that? Because he'll say something about you eat whatever they put before you. Now we know, because we know the law, all the clean stuff you eat whatever. But then Paul could have done a better job. Don't say whatever they put before you, eat it. Don't say that. He's an educated man. He's knowledgeable. Make it clear, buddy. He didn't do it. And so now the Gentiles say, oh, see, I can eat pork because Paul says whatever they put before me.
The Christians.
Yeah.
They go Christian.
Yeah. So, So, it's just like those things, and you just sometimes wonder, like, did they alter his words? Did he not? Did he purposely not put the word in there?
No.
Is he trying to change it?
No, you were right the first time.
Because it's just like I was
saying. You gotta understand, they altered our scriptures to fit Christianity. So see, when you say that he rose on the Sunday, the first day, so now it's the Most High, this is our Sabbath day. Constantine had something to do with that. But I'm saying though, in this Bible we got, you have to be very discerning of it because it's not given to us like it was. It's not given to us like, well, we don't speak Greek first of all. So if it wrote in Greek, there's a problem right there.
Yeah, that's strike one. Greek.
Yeah, that's a problem right there.
English.
And then you got to realize the folks that want to push and promote Christianity, they're going to do their part too.
Right.
But the Most High has to give you discerning to know when something don't fit. And if your spirit saying it don't fit, maybe nobody can argue with you about that. You and the Most High have to deal with that on your level. But the Bible has been letters added and things added that don't belong there. I will agree to that. And if they get out of line, then I know right away that's a red sign, a red mark right there.
Right.
If it don't go exactly as I'm learning from the Torah.
Right.
I compare everything with the Torah.
That's right.
And if I can't find no traces of it in the Torah, then I understand that something's been messed with. Now, Shaul is a man that knows the Torah. How is it that he can go so wrong? Somebody did it. Somebody changed what he wrote.
Yeah. I prefer the law or any other book.
I just go behind him and find where he get it from. So if you can find where you get it from, then you got a witness.
There you go.
See, that's how I read Shaul or any of them. I go back to Torah. Now, where did they get this from exactly? And then I find out where they got it from, then I can ride with it.
Yeah.
But a lot of stuff I can't find the source of Torah. It's just part of Christianity to me.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. You got it right now.
And
that's how
Mom, I want to touch on something you had said. I think y'all both were discussing it about how did you say it? It was I know he said Paul was talking with the Gentiles to help convince them, and it was a good thing because that allowed this book to even exist to this day.
Yeah, that was a very good point.
Yeah. Now there is also something here that I did jump that that adds to that, and it's in Deuteronomy 32 in verse 20. Let me see if I need to back up. Yeah, I would say verse 20 and 21. So to add to what you're saying, Deuteronomy 32, verse 20 and 21, he says, and he said, I will hide my face from them. I will see what their end shall be.
I ain't got the right verse. Go ahead and finish.
Okay, yeah, I just went up a few verses.
Yeah, go ahead and finish.
For they are very forward generation, children in whom is no faith. So this is what the Most High said I'm going to do. I'm going to hide my face from Israel because they ain't got no faith. Which goes back to the lesson I mentioned earlier about. You gotta have that faith, gotta have that hope.
That's right.
But then this is the key part. They have moved me to jealousy with that which is not God. They have provoked me to anger with their vanities, and I will move them to jealousy with those which are not a people. I will provoke them to anger with a foolish nation. And what that's basically saying is
that fits me to the T, though.
because they
got jealousy of the Gentiles 7 our Bible.
Yeah, but it's like the Most High works in mysterious ways. He had to provoke us to jealousy by letting them keep the scriptures alive, and then they said, now we're gonna take it and we're gonna make it be what we want to be. And now we look at it like, I'm jealous because that's my God, that's my faith.
Right.
He didn't change it all around. Now we got to get it back right.
Yeah.
But that's jealousy was a good thing because it makes you want to change things. But it makes you want to get it right. You want to get back in a good grace with the Most High. You want to be able to please Him and do it the way we know it's supposed to be done.
So man, that God must have put that on your mind and read that.
Yeah, I was thinking.
I've heard that before, but never paid attention to it because didn't know what put it to this.
And let me add a
This
little
is what
bit
we jealous, because I could have said, what are we jealous of them for?
And let me add a little bit more.
Because they had our books, they had our scriptures, and we didn't have them. So yeah, we were jealous when we found out the truth.
And guess what?
It belonged to us.
And guess what, Mom? Paul quotes that in Romans.
He knew.
Yes. Romans 10:19. He quotes that.
And I was just ready to look that up.
Read it to me.
I was just getting ready to look that up.
Okay.
And then I was gonna say that's your one point that I'm talking about. He do write with stuff there, but you just gotta know where it's at. Okay, I went to 11, but it's 10. Okay.
10, 19, yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I was just looking for that. I said, oh man, he done set this up.
Okay.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yep, because I see that both sides. Everyone has a good point there. Because he had to do what he had to do to get our people to be jealous, and now we getting the knowledge. And Paul talks about that.
Said 19.
Chapter 10, verse 19.
There you
go.
go.
It is.
Yeah.
Where is it? Let's see. Should we start at 19? Let's see. 19 is probably good.
Yeah.
But I say, did not Israel know?
Didn't they know?
First Moses said,
So.
I will provoke you to jealousy by them that are no people. No people. Whoa. They ain't even the people back then. They ain't no people.
That's right.
And by a foolish nation will I anger you. So that's it.
That's it.
That's what he did.
And he took that right out of the Torah. Because Paul was a master of the Torah. You think any of the Muslims could have brought that out and brought it to this life? No. Because he was in-depth study of Torah that made him a Pharisee. He knew the law. So he could bring it out now that he's been enlightened. Now the law is making sense to him. And he's telling them right here. That's how he can say the law is done away with. But he's not talking about our commandment law. He's talking about sacrificial law.
And now
we don't need no more dudes.
and so now then I will, then this is when I will criticize Paul because what I agree what you're saying, but I will criticize it because like why not make it clear, Paul? Could you have said it's the law of animal sacrifice, people? You still got to keep the original law. He didn't do that.
Again, you gotta look at the translators.
Amen.
If you're trying to push Christianity, if you say that, you won't be able to push Christianity.
Are you saying Chris insanity?
Yeah, Christian.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's insane, ain't it?
It's insanity.
Chris insanity. It's quoted here first.
If they wrote that like you just said.
Insanity.
Oh, you still got that thing
Yeah, I still got
on.
it.
Oh, my
Look,
God.
if they wrote that like you just read it,
Yeah,
who would be your Christian?
It'll be old.
It'd be all over, man. All over but the singing. So, you know.
So they messed it up. So let's not throw Paul on the bus just yet.
Okay,
I want to thank you all for listening. It has been a pleasure and an honor that you took time to watch the video. We look forward to you having more study with us.
Yes.
And please, if you have any questions, send some comments. Come out and visit us and be blessed in the Most High in Yahweh Shai's name.